did this record excite us so much? Of course, we spend most of our time doing European music, the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, so it's distant geographically, it's distant in point of time, and here we are with a project of 19th century American music, and it was really intensely involving for us. First of all, we discovered what the connections were between this hymnody, which is part of our recent American past, and the European early music we do all the time. And second of all, it's a voyage of self-discovery. There's a couple of reasons why people who grew up in the folk revival, or who've heard the things that came out of that folk ethos of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, are going to get a shock of recognition from the American Vocalist. Number one, the folk performers of just that very recent past of ours consciously took things out of the American spiritual tradition in the 19th century, and they incorporated it into their music. Dylan was very strongly influenced by this kind of discourse, and you've got that kind of theological revival feeling in so much of the folk movement. But there's another reason, which is that these tunes, some of which we do in American Vocalist, are really etched very, very deeply into our musical and our thought patterns. So these ways of constructing melodies and these poetic images are really just very deeply embedded in the American collective unconscious.
Shall we gather at the river, where bright angel feet have trod, with this crystal tide forever flowing by the throne of God?
Why is this record important? Because American music is important. That seems like such a dumb, self-evident thing to say. But here we are, we go to college, we go to conservatory, we read, the right newspapers, and we're turned, many of us, towards European culture, which is great, and it's very important. We come from Europe, yet we're also Americans. And there's a tendency, a little bit, to say, okay, if it comes from this side of the ocean, it can't be as deep, it can't be as well made, it can't be as significant as the great art of the European past. What we've tried to do as performers is to treat these hymns the same way we would treat music by Schubert or by Guillaume de Machaut or by Monteverdi. It's just music. We give it our best, we give it what we have in ourselves, and we hope that the statements that the songs make will go to people, and I think the seriousness and beauty and wealth of nuance in this repertoire is just going to speak for itself. How do I justify my life? Oh, boy. It's happened ever since I was a kid. I've always felt a little bit of a maverick in the musical world. I go to orchestra concerts and I go to grand opera and I think, gee, this is a lot of fun. But this is not my calling. I get so many colleagues who get excited. There's a new version of the Handel Messiah out, or there's a new cycle of Mozart symphonies, and God knows Messiah is a great masterpiece. And God knows Mozart did things in his last symphonies that nobody can touch. But for me, from my personal sense of relationship to the world, I get excited about discovering important and beautiful music that nobody else has been trying out for a long, long time. My personal rush of emotion is when I find a masterpiece that hasn't been sung for 300 years, or an American folk song that's so beautiful you could cry, and there it is sitting in this musty old hymn book. My personal sense of who I am is, if I have a mission, is to share that joy of discovery with my musician colleagues and with the outside world.
Now let his praises ring, praise, praise forever. Come to the happy land, come, come away. Why will you doubting stand, why yet delay? Oh, we shall happy be, when from sin and sorrow free. Lord, we shall live with thee, blessed, blessed forever. Bright in that happy land beams every eye, kept by a Father's hand, love cannot die. Then shall his kingdom come, saints shall share a glorious home, and bright above the sun we reign forever.